Okay, what we're gonna do today is we're gonna talk about Basking Shark by MacCaig. And okay, I'm gonna go through it. So get ready, so take some notes and let's go. Okay, here we go. Okay, so uh let me see. Should we start with the title? No. Okay, so you can understand that the poem obviously is about um to some extent a shark. And I won't tell you right now anything about that type of shark, because it will be better if we just go through the poem and then maybe at the end, we'll go back to the title, because the title is significant in terms of the type of shark it is. Okay, but anyway, let's just begin. So what we're gonna do, okay, we're gonna do like a poem summary, and then after that, I'll give you some quotes that you can focus on, and uh, yeah, okay, we'll go like that, and the themes and stuff, we'll do like that. Okay. Excuse me. All right. So to begin with, it opens to stub an oar on a rock where none should be. Okay, now some basic words. Stub just means break or hit. Hit your oar is a paddle. Obviously, rock is a rock, yeah. Where none should be. Okay, so the poem opens with the idea. Uh, Camera switched off. The poem opens, okay, with this idea that the speaker, in other words, the writer, not the writer, the speaker, meaning the person talking in the poem. Okay, the person talking in the poem, the one who's saying to stub an oar, the guy who's actually speaking, which is why we call them the speaker. The speaker has hit his paddle, okay, the thing that you use to row your boat with, has hit his paddle on a stone in the middle of the ocean, okay, which is why he says that it shouldn't be there in some way. Okay, so there's the basic meaning. Now, in terms of a deeper meaning, okay, what this means in a sort of more, thematic way or textual way, deeper way, you have to ask the question, what does he mean it shouldn't be there? Okay, what does that tell you about him? That he's saying that this stone should not be, that the stone should not that the stone should not be where it is. Okay. What this tells you about him, okay, is that he believes that the stone, which is obviously the what? The shark. Okay. He believes that the shark doesn't belong in the ocean, especially it doesn't belong in the ocean near him. Does that make sense? So he believes, okay, that the shark is out of place. It shouldn't be in this water because it's in his way. He's bumping into it. It's causing him, it's like causing him problems, basically. He thinks that it shouldn't be there. Okay. So the poem opens up with the idea that the speaker is already against the shark in some way. Okay. Does that make sense? He doesn't like the shark. Okay. So he believes that not only doesn't he not like it as he finds it like annoying or something, but he doesn't like it to the extent that he would like it to not be there. He would like to get rid of it if he could. Okay? So this is how we begin. And also he calls it a rock, which is an inanimate object, which is another fancy way of saying it's something which has no mind, which has no what do you call it, feelings. It's a cold thing. It's a thing which is solid, has no heart, and so on. You can understand the things which he's trying to say about the shark. It makes sense. So the speaker basically begins this poem uh, taking away any idea about the shark, that the shark is good in any way, basically. All the shark is to him, okay, is something which is in his way, something which he would like to get rid of, and something which in itself has no soul, no heart, no emotions, no feelings. There's nothing good about it. It makes sense. It's like a stone. A stone is a stone in front of your car. If you would like the stone to be broken, to be pushed out the way, moved. Yes, that's how he feels about the shark. Okay. And now, not only that, but it goes beyond that, okay, which we'll get to once we get to when he's calling it a monster and so on. Now he goes on to say to have it rise with a slouch, with a slouch. Slouch just means the way it comes out of the water. Okay, it just describes the way it comes out of the water. Uh, it means like I guess coming out the water slowly, something like that. Yeah, okay, something like that. Doesn't really matter. But the point is, He's describing it coming out of the water. Again, it's just tied to this idea of it being in his way. Sometimes coming out the water, surprising him, coming out the water in a slow way, and so on. You get the point, right? Okay. And again, he goes on to say something that happened too often to me means it's happened to him before, and now he's got like PTSD of the shark. He doesn't like the shark, and he would like it to stop happening. Basically, if he could get his way, he would get rid of the shark. That's the idea. Okay, okay, but not too often, though often enough. Uh, but not too often, though enough. Meaning basically, it doesn't happen all the time, but it's happened enough times to where it's a real problem. Okay, I count as gain that uh, once I met on a C10 on a C10 tact. Just means basically it's raining outside. It's another way of saying the water looks like it's got uh the water looks like it's got like you know needles or screws or something being thrown into it. You know, like when rain hits water, how it makes that little effect. That's what he's talking about basically. On a C10 tackle rain, that room-sized monster with a matchbox brain. Okay, so this is important. So this is the other thing in terms of how he feels about the shark. Okay, one is that he says room-sized means it's really big. It's like the size of a room. It's big, and he calls it a monster, which obviously explains itself. Yeah, monster, something scary, something you run from, something, something which is out to hurt you in some way. Yeah, something which is out to hurt you in some way, and something which, again, it's not to be trusted. Yeah, something evil in its nature. Basically, that's the idea. Yes, monster, something evil in its nature, something you can't trust, something which is out to get you in some kind of way, something that you should run from. And matchbox brain, matchbox is a small box. Basically, you put matches in it. Matches are what you use to make a fire. And matchbox with brain means that the shark basically has a fiery brain, meaning the shark is angry, the shark is aggressive, shark wants to eat him, something like that. And also matchbox is very small, meaning the shark is also dumb. The shark doesn't have any good ideas. The shark is just an angry, big, annoying, aggressive, scary devil, basically. That's how he's describing the shark to be. Now, if you understand this so far, you pretty much understand his feelings towards the shark, okay? Which change at the end, or at least they get questioned at the end. But you understand now basically his feelings towards the shark, and you can comment on the first half of the poem. You can comment on all of it using those ideas which I just described to you. Now, in terms of making this slightly more interesting, um, if we zoom this out a little bit and we think about what he's doing to the shark, okay. So what he's doing to the shark essentially is what's called dehumanization. Okay, even though the shark's not a human being, we could take the shark to be a representation, okay, of what you would call the other, meaning what you would call the thing or the person that is unlike you in some kind of way. For example, uh, with uh, like segregated America, so how the white supremacists, yeah, people who think white people should be in charge, might have viewed black people, or reverse, the black supremacists, people who think black people are superior to others, might have viewed white people. It makes sense. The other, yeah, they're unlike you in some kind of way. Uh, this dehumanization, it can even happen not just with color, but can happen. So, for example, with people in the UK, how they might see people from other places, they might call them immigrants, they might call them foreigners, they might call them things like this. And also, this can happen with, say, religion. For example, someone who's, um, very fundamentalist or whatever in one religion, how they see other people in other religions, even people who might be strongly atheist, how they might see religious people. Just basically, the idea is you see a quality in someone else or something else, you make that the thing that describes them, okay, as in that's what they are now. Like this guy, the shark is just a rock, angry, so on, whatever, evil. And then the reason this dehumanization, the reason I'm bringing it up, okay, where it usually happens is in conflict. It usually happens in conflict. So what you can see here, okay, is a representation of what happens when people are going to be fighting or going to be arguing or going to be literally fighting as in going to war with other people who are different in some kind of way. Okay, and again, the difference doesn't have to be physical. It can be something as small as those people live on that side, we live on this side, yeah, which is a lot of gang violence is like that, yeah. They're from the other side, yeah, basically. They're not from us. They're the they call them the ops because they are on the opposition. They're on the opposite side, yeah. People on the east side of the city don't like the people on the west side of the city like that, yeah. It's like that. So the point is, what happens? Okay, how is it? Why am I bringing this up? Why am I mentioning this? Well, this is important because this process of dehumanization, okay, is natural in that it what it's used to do is if they're from the other side and they're not like me, like he sees the shark is not like him, then it is justified in some way to hurt those people before they hurt you. Okay, but because they're not like you, they are monsters, who are out to get you. If you notice a lot of political sort of conversation, a lot of the way that politicians talk, especially when they want to do something which is like under normal circumstances we would never accept. They'll use these kind of things, yeah. Uh, like Trump talking about Mexicans, they're rapists, they're criminals, they're bringing in drugs. You know, how other people might talk about, and so therefore we need to ban them, yeah, block them, put them in jail, blah blah. You understand, yeah. And this is what happens in gang violence. They're from the other side. Yeah, the snakes. We need to kill them. They're dangerous. They're gonna try and get us. Blah blah. They don't deserve to, blah blah blah. You understand, yeah? So the dehumanization, okay, provides like reasons for why you can treat other people not as human beings, basically, which is why it's called dehumanization. Yeah, it's why it acts as like a rationalization for your excuse me, bad treatment of them. Basically, that's the idea. Anyway, so this highlights that. Yeah, so that's why he would, if he killed the shark, for example, with his boat, yeah, he would say, okay, the shark deserved it. Yeah, it was in the way, and also the shark was gonna try and get me. Okay, and we're gonna see the problem with this laid out in the poem in about 2 minutes. Okay, good. So that's all that dehumanization. Basically, he's scared of the shark, doesn't like the shark. That's the sort of beginning. Okay, good. So he bumps into the shark again. He displaced more than water, means he moved more than the water. He shook the water around. He shook the boat. Okay, shoggled me. He shook him. Centuries back, decadent townie shook on a wrong branch of family tree. Okay, what's happening here? Basically, the shark bumped into his boat, and now he's having like a sort of vision. He's confused. He's mixed up. Okay, he's mixed up. He starts thinking about stuff. Swish up the dirt, and when it settles a spring, it's clearer. I saw me in one fling emerge from slime everything. He's basically looking at himself as part of nature. Okay, not just as a distinct thing. Okay, he's doing the opposite now in terms of the dehumanization or the separation. He's looking at himself like in terms of reality, which is that everything is more alike than different, which is the truth. Yeah, every human being is essentially more alike than different. In many ways, all of nature, including us, is more alike than different. Okay, we're all alive. We all have sort of cells. We all, to some extent, have needs, and so on, so on, so on. Yeah, we might have different shades of skin, but we all are essentially similar in some different ways. Does it make sense? We're more similar than different. Yeah, that's the truth, the reality of it. And especially we're similar. This is really important. Emerging from the slime of everything. The word here, emerging. This is really important. We are all the same fundamentally in origin. This is hyper important. Okay, if you don't remember anything else, remember this. We are the same fundamentally in terms of origin. Origin, where we come from. We're all the same. Okay, whether whether a person is, a believer in God or not, it doesn't matter, okay? Either way, we all have the same starting point. If you believe, for example, evolutionary speaking, before we're on the planet, okay, we're in the stars. You understand the stars blow up and so on and so on. Then you get the earth and blah blah. You understand the story, yeah. But we all come from the same shared initial point. If you believe in God, and everyone to some extent believes in God, yeah. If you believe in, if you want to call it, give God a name, whatever. But essentially, before everything, there's an infinity at the start of all things. I'm not gonna get too complicated here yet because you might be 13 years old. You won't understand yet. But the point is, okay, we all come from the same place. If you zoom us back, essentially, we all have the same starting point. Okay, which means that we're all the same to some extent. Okay, especially in terms of value. But okay, that's a lot of stuff. Anyway, my point is, he's looking at himself now, not as I'm a human, that's a shark, but now he's looking at himself as we're both part of life. Okay, overall, both living things, basically, like that. Excuse me. Okay, and now in all this thinking that he's doing, because the shark bumped into him, made him have a realization, he starts to question. Okay, and the question he comes to, all right, is this one here. So who's the monster? So who's the monster? This is what he thinks. And he says, the thought made me grow pale, meaning he's thought about an answer, which he doesn't tell us here, because maybe he's embarrassed about it or something. But essentially, he comes to the realization that maybe he might be the monster and not the shark. Maybe he might be the dangerous one and not the shark. Okay, that's the idea. Excuse me. So in the beginning of the poem, in his head, he's thinking shark is dangerous, evil, wants to kill me, blah blah blah. Excuse me. End of the poem, he realizes me and the shark, we're all part of the same big thing. Okay, we're very similar. And also the shark isn't actually a threat to me. I'm more of a threat to it than it is to me. That's what happens. Okay, and you can see this is true because the shark just swims away. It doesn't do anything to him. Okay, now back to the beginning. The reason I didn't show you I didn't show you the shark at the start, okay, was because if I showed you it, you would have gotten the poem right away, yeah. Which would have ruined the explanation. Okay, but what you can see from the shark, if you notice the shark, okay, this is a basking shark. A basking shark doesn't have any teeth. Doesn't have any teeth. Which obviously means, okay, the shark can't do anything to him. Makes sense. It can't bite him. It can't do anything to him, which further illustrates the point that he is more dangerous to the shark than the shark is to him. Makes sense. The guy has no teeth. No teeth. Okay. So what are the quotes that you can use if you're doing this in an essay or something? Okay, here you go. To stubborn or on a rock, there's one. Room size monster, there's two. Matchbox brain makes three. So who's the monster makes four. The thought made me grow pale makes five. Okay, you need one more. You need one more. Okay, where none should be, there's six. Where none should be with the comma. Where none should be, there's six. Okay, so you can use those. You can use those, and you can just focus on the points that I've made. The themes, obviously, in this are the idea of judging something by how it looks. Be one. That'd be the central idea, central theme. It would be the same as in Assisi, where, so for your Scot text, for example, in Assisi, and this are same similar. Judging something by how it looks. In Assisi, the beggar is judged by his appearance, his physical health, physical appearance. He's judged as being bad when really he's not bad, he's good. Here the shark is judged as being dangerous, evil, and so on, when really it's not like that. It's the human being in this case, which is more of a threat to the shark than the shark is. Also, okay, beyond this big picture, just remember to sum up again the idea of dehumanization. And in terms of the shark, I don't really know what the term would be, okay, for the shark, 'cause it's not a human being, but it would be like othering, that might be a word, othering, which is the idea that you push someone and make them different from you, okay, highlight their differences, and then use their differences to justify hurting them in some way, and s- and painting them as a bad person, thing, etc. Faith, whatever. Make sense? Okay, so in your own life, obviously just avoid doing it. It's very common. Okay, it's very instinctive. It's very natural for it to happen. Um, but you just need to be aware of it and you can stop it. Okay. Essentially, fundamentally, we all are the same. Okay, we all have the same infinite value. Okay, whether you're religious or not, it doesn't matter. At the beginning of all things is infinity. We come from infinity. Whether that infinity is the universe itself or something before the universe, that's a conversation for another day. But we are all essentially children of infinity. Therefore, your value is infinite, as is everyone else's. And therefore, you should keep that in mind, yeah, when you talk to people and when you talk to yourself. Okay, any questions, just put them below. Also, remember, if you're doing Nat 5 or higher, the entire courses, both of them, are free. Okay, you can learn both in your own time from here. Okay, they're for free. I've built the whole thing for free. Um, prepare to pass dot online. Prepare to pass dot online. And you can learn for free, okay, either Nat 5 or higher. Uh, I don't know what's wrong with my website yet. What's going on with the website? One of you fools hacked my website. The heck, man. Uh, okay, if you want one-to-one lessons, you need to apply. Okay, you can go School for Geniuses. It'll be below you, but you need to apply. I'll only teach you if you're serious. If you're not serious, then I probably won't teach you, to be honest. Okay, I need to figure out what's happening here. Yeah, okay, I'll fix this. But anyway, prepare to pass it online. It'll be fixed by the time you see it. Just click on the link below and you can learn for free. Yeah, there's no catch. Helping out the hood, yeah. All right, take care. I'll see you soon. Uh, bye.